Welcome to another exciting episode of Unraveling Intellectual Property with Michael Stein. Today I'm pleased to have my third, what are we here in the fall intern, and Olivia Turowski. Thank you for being an intern here and welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me as an intern.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, Olivia?
Sure. My name is Olivia. I go to University of Massachusetts and I'm a political science major. And I'm really interested in the field of law. I really want to go to law school. So this is kind of my first start into the field of law.
Okay, and today, and you've picked the topic. The topic is how students can get involved in IP, intellectual property, early. And you're in college and you're already getting a start. So why don't you start us off with some initial thoughts?
Sure. Um, I feel like IP is a really good field to get into if you're interested in law, just because it's such a broad field. You can really get involved in anything. So me personally, I'm terrible at STEM. I don't particularly enjoy STEM. Um, I don't see myself doing a career in it, maybe not as much as enjoying it. It's definitely interesting, but I don't think anybody wants me looking at their patents. I won't know what's going on. So for me, I've learned a lot from this internship on the more like legal side and policy side as well. And that's why I feel like it's just a really good starting base. If you are a STEM major or you're interested in STEM, it's also great because you can kind of get into the more patent side of things. You don't have to be interested in law either. You don't have to go to law school if you wanted to be like a patent examiner. That's something that doesn't require a law degree, and your most of your job will be just STEM based. It won't have to do with the legality of anything. If you're interested solely in like IP, but you're not really interested in the STEM, you can get into branches like entertainment or copyright or trademark. Those definitely are farther away from STEM, especially copyright and entertainment law. And there's a lot of different internships you can do in those fields as well.
I just want
For
to correct you, like with entertainment, I mean, there's science there. I mean, we got all
oh,
these cases regarding AI now and the
mhm,
music industry and the book industry and stuff. So there's overlap in these other areas.
mhm. Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
That's a good correction. I guess what I mean is maybe it moves away from like the engineering perspective of things. But definitely the AI stuff is really important now, especially in the music industry. A lot of the lobbying groups are focusing on that now. So, for example, I know that the Recording Institution Association of America, they have internships they do, and they are entertainment and copyright focused. So you could be interested in IP, but you can also get a look into IP away from patent and IP in the music industry, IP in book writing, and it's more of like that's like the focus of it. Copyright is the focus of it. Trademark also is a whole different thing. You can get into that as well. I feel like that'd be really interesting if you're into maybe art or graphic design, because that's a big component of it. And there's internships in all these fields that you can look for. So.
All right. When you were looking for this fall, were you
Mhm.
looking for specifically legal jobs, law firms, anything? Were you looking for a certain type of law? How did you stumble upon Stein IP?
For this fall, I definitely was leaning towards doing a legal internship. That's definitely what I wanted to do because I know that I want to go into law, but I'm not really sure what field I want to go into yet. So I had a lot of different, through my program, I was able to find a lot of different internships that range through all factors of law. There was like immigration internships, there was real estate law internships, and I just found this one really interesting, especially with the direction that AI is going in IP. I'm really interested in IP policy, and just policy generally. So I felt like this would be a great opportunity. And yeah, there was a wide array of fields I could have interned in. So, but I lean towards this one.
And what are some of the things that you were most surprised to learn about, or some aspects that, wow, I never really even thought about that, or wow, that has such a big implication, if anything.
Mhm. Definitely two things I took away that I was really surprised to learn about was how old all the laws concerning well, not all of them obviously, but a lot of the IP laws are really, really old, especially like the copyright ones. It goes back to the 1800s. That was really shocking for me. I didn't know that people were thinking that far ahead with things like this. Um, so that was really interesting to learn. And then,
Copyrights and patents are in the original Constitution.
yeah, I had no idea.
Okay, all right.
So that was really interesting.
I mean, we've
Um,
had patent laws since 1790, I believe. First patent was issued in like
mhm.
1791.
I think from my perspective, I didn't realize that technology was emerging from that point. But yeah, I mean, it's always factored and it's always been a huge thing, especially in a country like America. So that's always been a forefront of the mind. And the second thing is how IP really factors into just daily life. I've definitely thought about it before, just being interested in law. So you kind of look at things with a different perspective, but learning how much it really factors in and how much control a lot of companies have over their branding and how that works in daily life, how you're exposed to branding and everything. That was really shocking for me. So,
So I see in the background some branding from
mhm.
one of the other interns who I interviewed, Anne, we filed a trademark for her brand. Did you learn anything from that experience?
It was so interesting having the opportunity to really look into like the experience of an entrepreneur like Anne and watch as her business grew throughout the semester and kind of see like the back end of everything. And also have the opportunity to watch her file her first trademark and the process behind that and everything. It was great to see something like that happen like in front of me. So that's definitely like the closest firsthand experience I've gotten with IP. So
Well, you mentioned the laws are so old. They originated so old, but patent laws are always being updated. The copyright
mhm,
laws, I guess the actual laws themselves have been around for a while, but now the courts are dealing with AI and what constitutes fair use with the trade. I mean, the law is always changing,
mhm,
trade secrets, ITC.
mhm,
So while the laws might be old, we're still not just sitting around looking at some old laws from a couple hundred years ago or anything.
mhm. Yeah, I think that was like my favorite thing to learn about the semester as well. The ever-changing policy, especially involved with AI.
Mhm.
That was great.
And so for aspiring interns, uh, what do you think are the characteristics one needs to A, find an internship and B, maintain an internship and do a good job and get the maximum benefits?
hmm I don't think that there's one type of person that every single place is looking for. I think it really, the type of person you are, it depends on, there's certain personalities work better in certain fields, but I feel like generally, what employers want to see is somebody who has genuine interest and passion for the internship that they're looking for and for that field, maybe. If not specifically that field, they want to see that you have some type of motivation or that you're really going to get something out of the internship. And they want firsthand examples of how you can deal with certain issues because every internship's different. So some internships you might not be put to be more responsible for certain things, and then certain internships you're going to be responsible for a lot. They just want to see if you can adapt, and that's kind of hard to feel out from just like an interview and a resume. But I think ultimately you have to put your best foot forward and really show your personality through the interview to try to get into that position. So
All right, so you're still in college, but I'm sure there's some more internships, or I'm guessing some more internships in your future. Uh,
hopefully.
what what types of questions would you ask from learning from this experience? Just a couple of questions that you might want some younger folks, less experienced folks than you, as you move up your experience ladder, asking potential employers.
Like as an interviewer.
No, not as an interviewer, as being someone who's interviewing for a position, and you want to learn about their style, their method,
Mhm,
the top, whatever tips you might have learned through this process.
mhm. I think a really big thing that everybody who's interviewing should ask for is kind of how the office life works. And especially now with how many jobs are remote or hybrid, that's definitely important to touch upon as well in an interview. So it's important to feel out what type of office you're going to be working for. If it's remote, what type of relationship you're going to have with your coworkers and your employers. Um, it's going to change like how the internship works a lot depending on how the environment is. So that's definitely important. And also just day to day, what you'd be doing day to day is really important as well, since some people can maybe cram more work in shorter hours. Some people need more hours to do a short amount of work. It's just important to tailor it to yourself and see if you can find an internship that really matches with your work style.
And you got, well, I know because it was an internship here, but some teamwork. You got to work with some other interns. Was that a valuable and worthwhile experience?
hmm I think that it also differs a lot internship by internship, but I got really lucky to have the opportunity to be around two other interns who kind of have the progression that I want, and to hear about law school firsthand from them. That's been the only time that I've really been able to like feel out what law school really will really be like,
Mhm.
besides just academics and everything, and being able to work with them and kind of soak in some of the knowledge that they have about IP as well was really helpful. So,
I do think, uh, speaking with people who are in law school, younger people, the experience may have changed since, let's say, I went to law school or people even younger than myself. And I tried to give you real life experience kind of stuff. You helped file that trademark application, doing actual searching for classes and other information on how to file a trademark, process flow, and some other good stuff. Uh, all right, well, it's been very interesting. And do you have any parting words for aspiring interns out there?
my parting words would be just don't be nervous going into the process because I think it sounds corny, but rejection is redirection. So you might think you wanted one position, but maybe that one wasn't the best spot for you. Or maybe you're interested in one field, but you get into another one and you learn that that's what you like to do more. Or maybe there's a different work style you like. So there's just no reason to be like upset or nervous over like a rejection or like not getting a response. You just got to keep going, send out 100 applications if you need to, because something will stick.
Rejection is redirection. I love it.
hmm
Well, Olivia, thank you for being on this podcast. We will have you back for part two, where you will interview me. But it's been great having you as an intern. I know your last day is coming up in a couple of days, and we will miss you. To all my viewers out there, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Unraveling Intellectual Property with Michael Stein. Till next time.